Now, a little bit over 24 hours ago, I was recording a video from the Veloce office in London. 24 hours later, I'm back home and I'm back on my wheel and back on my usual setup. So, I'm running on about 1 hour sleep from yesterday's travel. So, we're going to jump into another last of first, but this time doing it on 110AI on a wheel and really getting to see what Jeddah is all about. So I'm very excited about this. If you haven't seen yesterday's video, my first race ever, I think, on F1 2021 with a controller, then go check it out, guys. I've done a last of first around Jeddah with the pads, so link up in the top right. We've done that one with Lewis Hamilton. Now for this one, we're going to do something a bit different. So for this one, I think we're going to race as Lewis Hamilton's championship rival, that being Mr. Max Verstappen. So we'll go ahead, select the Red Bull, and select Max, because as you guys know, the white ball is no longer in the game. We're back with the original Red Bull livery. And yeah, we're going to send it a 25% race from the back of the grid, and we're going to see if we can turn it around. So if you like the sound of that, leave a like, subscribe for more, and let's jump into the action. Now, just before we jump into the action, I'm going to show you guys all my settings and assists for this one, as always. So first of all, assist, of course, everything is going to be off on these. We then look at the weekend structure. We're going to go for a 25% race. Then after that, we're going to go for a realistic start time, clear weather, just because, you know, it helps in terms of the visuals. The track looks really, really nice. I might do a wet weather race. Let me know in the comments down below if you want to see that. I'll try and do one for you guys if you want to see that. Rules on flags, we've got pretty much corner cut limits on strict. That is the key thing here. Safety car on standard. And then finally, simulation settings, 110AI. We're going to have sim damage as always, fuel mode on hard, and we're also going to have the pit lane tire temperature, which is a new feature in the latest patch, on as well, and realistic car performance. So let's get into the race at Jeddah.
It's race day once again, and we're moments away from lights out and the all-important sprint towards turn 1. Welcome to another Formula 1 Grand Prix. So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
Well, the throttle goes both ways, Crofty. You've got to have the discipline not to try and win the race on the first lap. So always be prepared to lift early and give those around you more space. Trying to be the last of the late breakers with half a dozen cars around you may pay off from time to time, but it's also a great way to lose your front wing.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Bottas, Norris, Daniel Ricciardo and Leclerc, Gasly, Sainz, Fernando Alonso and Yuki Tsunoda, Ocon, Vettel, Lance Stroll and Giovinazzi, Raikkonen, Russell, Mick Schumacher and Nicholas Latifi. Mazepin and Max Verstappen completes the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Now, there doesn't need to be a lot said, to be honest with you. You guys know the drill by now. Last the first, P20 strategy on screen right now. Medium to soft, we're going to try and make it work, and hopefully it pays off at the end. Can we win the race? I'm not too sure, but I'm aiming for a podium in this one. So let's see if we can make that happen. Fuel-wise, I'm going to run 0.5. I learned my lesson from yesterday's race on the pad. So let's see how we get on. Hopefully it's a fun race. Hopefully you enjoy it. Leave a like if you do, and let's see if we can turn this around. Well, here we go then. Let's see if we can send it. Hopefully a decent race. Predictions in the comments down below, guys. 5 lights and away we go. It's not a great start though. Reaction time wasn't really there, so we'll have to try and make up for it into the first corner, because the average speed is very low through here. So especially on lap 1, we'll be able to make a move as we just about get Mazepin. So that's 1 down. Now we head into the twisty kind of S section. Latifi, Schumacher locking tyres. This could get ugly. We're trying to have a look. And oh my god, that's a big brake check there from Schumacher. Mazepin actually gets us back briefly. We're going to get ahead though. And look at this battling here. Oh, Schumacher's wiggling all over the place, but we managed to find a bit of space. Going to try and go the long way around here. There's contact as I think one of the Haas has bumped us in the rear. I think it might have been Mazepin, but crucially there, we've managed to survive. But we're losing so much time here. I think our car has damage up ahead, so we need to make some progress here. Look at the cutback through there on Latifi, and now we're getting the run. We're going to burn up the ERS and just, you know, stretch our legs on a straight. Look at this. We're going to make it 2 wide, 3 wide into the hotel section. Up the inside of the Alpha we go, and we're through. We had to force it. Had to make some progress. Do we have car damage though? That's a question.
No issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
Okay, so the car is good. Good to know. So through the final corner. Let's try and get a good exit if we can. Oh, I'll say that. That's a massive snap, but luckily I think Giovinazzi has wing damage, so he's not going to challenge. So P13, lap 1 in the books. We've cleared most of the slow traffic. Now we can crack on after a crazy first lap with some traffic and, you know, a bit of contact here and there as well. It wasn't completely clean, but we're through and we're still alive with the front wing. So let's go after Ocon and Sebastian Vettel and try and make some progress. Now I'm curious to see what kind of pace the race leader is setting, so we'll hopefully get a reference now across the line. I feel like we've had a pretty decent lap, honestly, so let's see. We're not getting no fast laps come through, which is a bit surprising for some reason. Not sure why, but
Okay, DRS is now available.
31.4 from us. That is good pace, and we are closing in on the cars ahead as we try to close in, because the quicker we get this gap closed, the quicker we'll get into the race. So Vettel and Ocon battling. I can see more battles up ahead, so opportunities presenting themselves for positions here. So it turns out the fastest lap is a 1 minute 30.7, so we're only 7/10 off, to be fair, on the set of mediums. That isn't bad, and we're closing in on Seb Vettel here, who's sparking away like a firework. So we're going to try and get onto the back of him here. We will get DRS now, so we may even have a chance to pass him, although to be fair, he does have DRS himself. That's what kind of straight line speed we have. I don't want to drain all of my battery if I can avoid it, so we'll try and line up for the pit straight into turn 1. Through the final corner we go. Traction proving a bit of a challenge through here, so just be a bit cautious, but now we can go for it. Winding up the ERS, here we go, trying to close in on Seb, important that we pass.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
Had a little look there, but I don't quite have the braking point sussed out into turn 1. That kind of confidence. We do set a 30.8, which is only a 10th off the fastest lap. So the pace very strong as we head into the S's here. Just trying to see what the overtaking options are. Obviously in real life this is going to be quite hard to pass, but in the game we can definitely have a bit of fun through there. I think it might be this spot right here, so, you know, that it was a successful spot in yesterday's video on the pad, and it could be the case again today as we get on the inside of Seb into the hairpin. I think this could be the world's fastest hairpin technically, as Seb tries to cut back. Contact as we bang tyres, but crucially we stay ahead. So another place picked up as we now can race after Ocon. This track feels a lot better on a wheel though. I'm much more competitive and I'm enjoying it a lot more than yesterday, to be honest with you, so that's a positive for me. Let's try and get Esteban here. We are closing in. I think the final corner could be a option here if we nail this hotel section, which we do. Little stab of the battery as we try to close in on the Frenchman. And look how many cars are here, by the way, battling away. The leaders have broken away, so there's going to be a breakaway. Thought I got the inside there, but we'll again go for the move to turn 1 possibly. We seem to have a lot of straight line speed. Look at this as we pull up alongside.
Green flag.
We've got a yellow in the final corner, so important to try and pass now if we can, in case there is a safety car deployed. We're going to sneak past and actually get signs as well into turn 1 and 2. So a cheeky 2-for-1 special. So we're now P10 into the points as we have Alonso, Ricciardo and Gasly next up on the menu. Let's see if we can pass these guys through here. We're going to keep just running this without any cuts because the action's constant here at the minute in this race as we get the run again. Alonso trying to decide what line he's going to pick as he aggressively weaves. We're going to go up the inside though into here. And just hug the inside line all the way through. Hope that it works, and it does. Can we get Pierre now? Tempted to go for it into here, but we'll just take it patiently for now. Got a massive straight coming up, and look at the exit we get through there. Now we're going to drain the battery. And this will put us onto Ricciardo as well. Heading into the next part of the track. Gasly fighting back as we cut off the ERS deployment. Side by side, underneath the hotel when we get it done. Just about. We just run Gasly there, off into the wall a little bit. Job done. Now let's try and have a look at Daniel as Alonso gets in on the action now. Trying to break as late as possible through there to avoid getting dive bombed. And that should do it. We can relax now, the pressure's off from behind. Now we've got to focus ahead of us as we have a bit of action here.
In this lap, push
So
now.
yeah, this is our scheduled pit stop lap. Undercut could be the way to go as there's contact between Tsunoda and Leclerc in the battle for P5. Let's see what happens to Ricciardo, fancying a look at the young Japanese driver. I'm going to try and keep this rolling here because this is a great scrap. Just a continuous scrap as we battle past these guys. Now we can send it. Just about keeping it within track limits there as we wind up the pass. Ricciardo, have a look at Tsunoda. We're going to use that to our advantage to go the long way around. We bang tyres there again. Slight bit of contact. It's going to be a drag race down to the next braking zone here. Into the chicane. There we go. Forcing it through. Getting the move done. Can we have a look at Yuki here? I don't really want to use this much battery, but if it means we get the moves done, then we have to commit. Up the inside. There we go. Just Leclerc remains. We can hopefully get him with this DRS alone. And the question is, do I want to pit this lap? Let's see what Max does. Or in this case, Sergio, sorry. If he pits or not. Look at the speed though as we close in on Leclerc. We'll just be patient for now and just wait. Looks like Perez is staying out, so I'm going to go for a pit stop here and go for the undercut. Still not really sure what to do in this pit lane, but we get it sorted out relatively quickly. Soft tyres on, undercut time. Here we go.
Go now.
2.6, nothing spectacular, but it'll do. Let's try and send it. I think we're racing for P4 today. I can see Norris chilling in P4, and that's kind of our target.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
Pit exit. Oh no, we've got penalty for corner cutting. What? I mean, hang on a minute. That can't run. That cannot run. I did cross the white line to be fair, but on the left side, I think as far as you don't touch the one on the right, you're okay. I'm gonna just run that back as a precaution. I kind of want this video to, you know, get a good result, so I'm just gonna play it safe. So we're just gonna keep it in the white lines and keep it nice and safe. There we go. Lesson learned. Let's crack on then. Important lap here on the undercut. Oh, we've got so much grip. We're just flying at the minute, and we're cruising up to the back of Schumacher. This should be a very easy move. The question is, I want to pass him now. I think I will, you know. Well, didn't quite work. I want to pass him into the hotel.
Sergio is in the pits.
But we'll get him here though, even though he will have DRS. Perez pits. This should be an easy move. Just about enough space there. Bit tight, but we've got it done. Under braking now, we'll just go the long way around on the young German. And there we go. One of these Williams are going to pit, the other one will stay out. And it's going to be Latifi who stays out. Let's try and use him as a slipstream. Down to turn one, we're just going to out-brake him hopefully. Around the outside. Lovely jubbly. Warning for track limits though. First one of the race, got to be careful. Stroll up next. Should be quite easy to pass actually. He's still out there on them old softs. I think we may even get him here to be fair. Look at the grip difference we have as we close in on him. We'll get him in this DRS zone quite easily. There we go. Bit of battery just to get ahead and job done. Right, back into P10. Let's keep pushing. Important lap here.
Okay, the incident has been cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed.
Okay, so that yellow flag's behind. Could that trigger a safety car? Tsunoda out of the race. There is enough time for a safety car, but we're not going to get one. That's a bit unfortunate. That would have been a very spicy end to the race, as Raikkonen is going to pit. So there's Lando, 4 seconds up the road. Ricciardo in there as well. We set a new fastest lap, 30.4, with not a lot of battery used. Fair bit of DRS in fairness, but wasn't a fully clear track. Now we'll get to do a lap in anger on a clear circuit.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
So there's the gaps right now, 7.2 to Perez, 4 seconds to Lando. Let's see what we can do in the closing laps of this race. We'll try and push as hard as possible to try and fight for that podium. Well, that was an absolute belter of a lap. Absolutely flying. 2 purple sectors. And this should be a very, very good lap. 29.4, that is more like it. Gap to Lando now, inside 2 seconds. We should be getting by this lap, hopefully, if the tyres hold on. Let's keep pushing. This is great pace right now. We can definitely challenge Sergio for Perez, maybe even P2. Whether the Mercedes is in P2, I can't tell. I'm assuming it's Bottas, but you never know. So just getting a good old-fashioned slipstream on Lando here. I'm not going to go for a move. Just waiting for the DRS, ideally, so we'll try and get him now. But I'm just trying to save the battery for the closing stages so that we can really push. You know, ideally, that's what I want to do. So here we go. On Lando, good old-fashioned this DRS overtake here. To the front corner, right on the outside. Oh no, we've tagged Lando. I think he's still alive, but I may have given him wing damage. Either way, we're going to keep on going. That could be an issue with real life. The different lines for the final corner could be an issue. 3 laps to go. 4.5 to catch Perez. Can we do it? It's going to be tight.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
We're going to have to really, really push here. So now we're going to start using the battery. Looks like we might just get another fastest lap here. Using up a bit of the battery. And it's going to be a 29.2, so another fastest lap. These tyres are holding up quite well. Let's see if we can try and get DRS on Perez by the end of the lap. Heading on to the last lap of the race, that would be perfect. Here we go then. Closing in on Sergio. Using a fair bit of the battery as I want to try and get within a second.
2 laps of fuel left.
Purple sector 2. Under the hotel, tyres overheating slightly, but we are going to get DRS on Sergio, which is crucial. We're going to try and save up the little bit of battery that I have left for an attempt on the last lap. I don't think Bottas is going to be possible. To be fair, I say that. Perez is pushing and he is catching him. It all depends if Perez gets DRS on here, which I don't think he did. So I think we're going to have to try and push hard for it. Last lap of the race, another fastest lap. Keeping that consistency going. Oh, just not getting enough slow down on the brakes. Into turn 1. I should have passed Perez into turn 1. I should have done a bit more to get that moved on. Let's see though. We'll try and find a way through in the closing stages of this race for a podium. DRS kicking in here big time. Yeah, Perez just getting a bit of a gap there. They are definitely turning up the engine. I thought I may have had a chance here to get past Perez, but clearly not to be. Trying to keep my tyre temps under control as well so that we can really push in the final part of the lap here. Let's see, into the chicane. Getting quite a bit of understeer, having to get out of it. Right, we're going to use up a bit of the battery now. So second place is out of the question. It's all about P2 now. Closing in on Checo. Lovely. Now we can go for it. Use the rest of the battery. Perez is out of juice as well. Can we get it into the final corner? Yes, we can. Bottas out of juice as well. Through the final corner we go. Traction down. We'll get DRS on Bottas, but we're going to run out of time and straight. Hamilton wins it, and it's going to be a podium for us, which I'll take.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
They've delivered an outstanding performance today and under intense pressure to take a well-earned victory here at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
Now here we are, the final race results are in, and to be fair, one thing I think I could have done differently this race is pit a lap earlier. I think, considering how well the soft tyres held up, if I'd gone a lap earlier and avoided battling with the midfield cars so much, that would have been probably a better decision to go for. But anyway, nonetheless, a decent race. Really enjoyed it, and in the game at least, overtaking is fun to do, but obviously in real life I'm well aware there's going to be a lot of struggles. Anyway, there's your final race results. Hamilton wins it, Bottas second, we finish in third with a fastest lap, Perez P4, and then Ricciardo, Leclerc, Alonso, Ocon, Gasly and Sainz. So yeah, there's a lot. Hopefully you enjoyed the last of first, a proper one this time on the wheel on 110 AI. If you did, leave a like, subscribe for more as I do daily F1 content on my channel. As always, check out the 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them, and of course a big shout out to the members as always. But yeah guys, that's it for being here today, and I'll see all of you next time, but I'm now going to go get some rest because I am shattered. Adios.